up, everyone? Welcome to Flow with Erin. I'm Erin, and today I have a fun chakra balancing practice for you. So we're going to start up with the third eye. We'll move down into the heart, build some heat in the solar plexus, and then open back up in the heart again at the end. So I hope you enjoy this practice, and just let's go ahead and just get started. Jump right in. If you can join me in a comfortable seat of your choice on the mat. And just take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. A couple more just like that, in through the nose. Last one. Okay, and we're actually going to start with some alternate nostril breathing. So if you haven't done that before and don't know what that is, we're going to go ahead and take your right hand, put your two peace fingers in, so your thumb, your ring finger, and your pinky will stay out. And we're going to go ahead and with the thumb, we're going to plug that right nostril shut. And we'll inhale in just through the left nostril. When you reach the top of that breath, go ahead and pause here, suspend the breath, and we're going to take the thumb off and plug the other nostril, the left side, with your ring finger, and then breathe out the right nostril. Keep the same side plugged and breathe back in through the right nostril. Suspend at the top, switch sides, so plug with the thumb, unplug with the ring finger, and breathe out the left. Breathe in through the left. Switch, and breathe out the right. Continue to do this on your own. Keep going, balancing those energy channels. And finding some balance up in the third eye as well. So you're bringing that energy and that breath up through each nostril up to the third eye, switching as you suspend that breath there and letting it come back out. Go one more time in through the left and out through the right. And when you're complete, go ahead and drop the technique and just notice how you're feeling. Notice if you feel at all more balanced as you breathe in and out of both nostrils. And we'll return to our natural breath here, but try to lengthen on the inhales and the exhales to at least 4 counts each. So throughout your practice, try to focus on those long breaths in and out. Those equal ratio breaths, samavriti. So 4 counts in, 4 counts out. And when you're ready here, we're going to go ahead and open the legs up for a wide angle. It doesn't matter how wide your angle is, just whatever is comfortable for you here. And make sure that you feel grounded in your sits bones and you're very tall in the spine here. And on your next inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale to fold forward. And we want to just hinge at the hips here. So we're not rounding the back, we're just hinging at the hips as far as you can go. You can use any props that you may have for comfort. So if you have any pillows or blankets, maybe a bolster or some blocks, you can use those, grab onto those with your arms if that's more comfortable for you here. Just make sure you're really hinging forward and you're not rounding in the back. couple more deep breaths in and out. And as you inhale, kind of feel yourself lengthening in the spine, and exhale just to fold a little tiny bit deeper each time. All right. And on your next breath, we're going to walk our hands over to the right leg. So walk them all the way over. You can have a slight bend in that right knee. Get a little more depth in that fold. And try to square your hips over that right leg. So now we're just folding over the right side. And then go ahead and open up that left hand so your heart is reaching up to the sky. And then bring that arm and reach all the way over towards your right toes. So feeling that bend in the left side body, really feel that stretch. And go ahead and bring it down and walk your hands back through center and all the way over to the left. Bringing that fold over the left leg first. And after a few breaths here, opening up the heart to the sky and reaching that right arm all the way up and over, feeling a nice stretch in the right side body. All right, go ahead and walk the hands back into the center one more time and slowly roll it back up so spine is tall. We're going to bring the right knee bent, and so your right foot comes right inside the left leg. And we're going to go for a little twist here. So left hand goes to the right knee. Your right hand will just come directly behind you. Again, on your inhale, find a nice tall lengthening in the spine. And as you exhale, picture your belly button, heart, and then finally your head all turning over the right. And maybe your gaze comes over your right shoulder here. Every inhale, find a little bit more length. And on your exhale, twist just a teeny bit more into that twist over the right side. A few more deep breaths in and out here. Good. And go ahead and bring the arms up. We'll switch legs. So right leg out, left leg comes in. And we're going to take our right hand to the left knee. And your left hand comes just down on the ground right below, behind your bottom. Find a nice lengthening in the spine here before we twist. And then on your exhale, picture your belly button, your heart, and then finally your head all twisting over, and you look over your left shoulder. All right, come back to center. And we're going to go ahead and bring the legs back in. We're actually going to make our way onto our knees here. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So find a comfortable hero's pose to start. And we're going to go ahead and take the hands in a bind right behind our back. And picture yourself opening up in the heart space here. So chest is going to be pressing forward. You don't need to tilt the head back. Head can be straight. But just feel those shoulder blades pulling tightly together like they're trying to touch, and reaching down with your bound hands. Take some big, deep breaths into that open heart space. And from here, undo your bind, and we're going to come into a tabletop position. So bringing the knees back a little bit. And let's take a moment to find a really solid foundation in your tabletop here. So make sure the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. Your knees should come directly under the hips. And try to find an even weight distribution between the hands and the feet. So maybe rock front to back, side to side to see what that feels like. See if you're holding weight in any side more than the other, and try to find something that's equal. Clawing into those fingertips, really spreading those fingers wide in the hands. And then if you feel that your belly is sagging down a little bit here, lift your belly button gently into the spine, just engaging in that core to create this flat back here. And when you feel solid in your foundation, on your next inhale, we're slowly going to drop the belly. Tailbone points up to the sky and look forward for a cow. And on your exhale, we will round the back as the tailbone goes down, belly button comes in for cat. Again, inhale, belly drops, tailbone goes up, look forward for cow. And exhale, your tailbone travels down, round the back, look at your belly button for cat. Continue a few more of those on your own breath. Inhale for cow, and exhale to cat. Really leading with your tailbone here. So notice how you focus on the tailbone moving up and down, and the rest just kind of follows. All right, after you're complete with your last exhale, return back to a neutral tabletop here. And we're going to lift the right leg up just enough to bring it all the way up in between the hands for a low lunge. So find your foundation here first, hugging the legs in tight together. You should be able to come up off the hands. The fingertips should be light, so you're not crashing all of your weight into your hands here. So find this lunge, and then maybe lift up, and your hands can come to heart center. Just breathing into that lunge first. And go ahead and take the right hand down, place it back down on the mat. We're going to open up the left hand up to the sky. And bring the hands back to heart center, and we're going to take it the other direction in a twist, so your left elbow comes just outside the right knee. Twisting your belly button and heart all the way over to the right, and maybe gaze goes over the right shoulder as well. Good. When you're complete, go ahead and bring the hands back down to frame the right foot, and bring that right leg back to meet the left in tabletop again. We'll repeat on the other side. So left leg extends out just enough to bring it all the way into center. Find your foundation here in that low lunge. It helps if you're having any trouble balancing to curl that back toe under. You can always have the option to keep that foot flat, but if you need a little more stability, curling the toe helps a little bit. And when you're ready, go ahead and pop up, really breathing into that stretch on that next side. All right, and opening up, you're going to put your left hand down. Your right arm goes all the way up, opening the heart to that side. option to use a block here if you need a little bit more support, bringing the ground up to your hand. Good, and come back to center. We're going to twist on the other side, so your right elbow comes just outside the left knee. Point your belly button and your head all the way over the left side for a little twist. All right, and when you're done, go ahead and bring the hands back down to the ground. Take the left knee back to meet the right in tabletop. And we're going to shift back onto our feet here. Maybe give the wrists a little bit of a break. Some gentle wrist circles. All right, and we're going to come into a camel pose. So starting here, you can start off by either binding the hands behind, and this may be enough for you, but if you'd like to head into a full camel, we're going to go ahead and put the hands down on the lower back and just picture your shoulder blades coming together again and opening up in the heart. Your elbows should be reaching back as well towards each other, and bend back slightly into a back bend here. So heart is opening up to the sky. And if you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, you can reach back for those heels and feel that bend, maybe opening up in the neck. And then feeling my hips kind of pressing forward as I really stretch into this back bend. Good. And when you're ready, slowly walk it back up, whatever that looks like for you. And we're going to take it back to our tabletop first for just a moment, just long enough to spread the knees wide and sink back into a well-deserved child's pose here. So take some good deep breaths in and out, resting in this child's pose. We've opened up in our third eye and our heart already, and we're about to build some heat in the solar plexus. So really enjoy this rest as we get prepared to work. Deep breaths in and then out. Rest in child's pose just a little bit longer. And I want to remind you before we head into this next section that this is your practice. So if there's anything that I'm not doing enough of, feel free to take it up a notch. And if it's too much for you, feel free to take it down. So always the option to modify and bring it down to where you're at today. You may be just not feeling it today, so whatever you need, take that for yourself as we move into this next section. So when you're ready, go ahead and come back up to a tabletop to start. This way. And then from your tabletop, we'll curl the toes under and reach your hips all the way up to the sky for downward facing dog. Take some big deep breaths in and out here. Feeling your inner legs pointing up towards the sky, really pressing into those hands. You can take a moment to pedal the feet, so maybe bending one knee while flattening the other heel, and then switch, so bend the other knee while flattening the opposite heel. Maybe wag your tail a little bit, find some movement in the hips. You can shake the head a little yes and a little no. And just get really comfortable here in this down dog. All right, and on your next breath, we're going to shift the weight forward into a plank pose. So find a solid foundation here as well. Again, your wrist should be directly below the shoulders. And keep a nice, tight, strong core here. So drawing the belly button in. Feeling the heat here in this plank. And we're going to shift the right hand a little bit more towards the middle of the mat. And we're going to open up the left hand to the sky for a side plank. Option to lower your bottom knee if that feels comfortable for you. That may relieve a little bit of tension on the wrists as well. Take a couple deep breaths into that side body, feeling that heat building in your core. Before returning your left hand down and finding your plank again. We'll go ahead and lift the right leg just enough to bring your right foot forward in between the hands. Plant your back foot at a 45-degree angle and rise up for a warrior one. Find your foundation here first, so your hips should be squared towards the front of your mat. Again, 45-degree angle in that back grounded foot. And once you find your foundation here, we're going to take it into a dynamic warrior. So on your inhale, we will straighten in that right knee and exhale to lunge more forward into our warrior. So inhale up and then exhale into your warrior. Do a few more of these on your own. All right, when you're complete, bring the hands back down to the mat. We're going to pivot on the back foot and step the right foot back to meet the left in plank. And this is a good opportunity to take a little flow here. So from your strong plank, we're going to slowly lower the body all the way down to the ground. And then push up in your hands for a cobra. And your cobra can be as high as you'd like. So it can be a baby cobra, a tall cobra today. And on your exhale, lower it back down. And we're going to push up through plank again and into downward dog. Rest here in downward dog for just a moment before we repeat on the left side. All right, and when you're ready, we're going to shift that downward dog back forward into plank again. Move your left hand a little bit more towards the center and open the right hand up into a side plank. Feeling really strong, tight core here. Again, option to lower that bottom knee if that feels better for you. And after a few breaths here, take it back into a regular plank. You're going to lift the left leg up just enough to bring that left foot all the way in to center. Plant that back foot at a 45-degree angle and rise up for your warrior one. Again, squaring the hips towards the front. Finding really strong foundation here. So your feet should be like they're on railroad tracks. So if you're feeling like you need some more stability, maybe step your left foot out a little bit towards the edge or the right foot. Either one. They're like tracks. And on your next inhale, go ahead and straighten in that left knee to rise up, and then exhale to bend into the knee a little further. So inhale to rise, exhale to bend. And continue that dynamic warrior with your own breath. And when you're complete, bring the hands back down around the foot. We're going to pivot on the right foot and step the left foot back to meet the right, so we're back in plank. Nice strong plank here. And then slowly lower it down, maybe hovering just an inch above the ground before meeting the ground. And on your inhale, rise up to cobra. Exhale to go down. And this time, we're going to push it back up to a tabletop. Spread the knees wide and sit back in a nice, well-deserved child's pose. And take a little rest here. So just notice what you're feeling right now. You should probably be feeling some heat in your core, especially in the sides, as we have been doing those side planks, really working the obliques. Maybe sweating, feeling a little bit of heat. So really take a few deep breaths in and out in this child's pose before we continue to build that fire in the solar plexus. And when you're ready, come back up just to seated here. We're going to give our wrists a little bit of a break. So go ahead and take circles in one direction with the wrist, just gentle circles, and then switch it to the other. You can do the wrists up and down, side to side, whatever you need to do to give a little bit of relief. You can always use blocks. That kind of helps with the wrists as well. Or like I mentioned, in those planks, feel free to bring the bottom leg down. That will give you some wrist relief too. So, all right, when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and move it back up into a downward dog again. So meet me there. Lifting the hips. And then go ahead and shift the weight forward for a plank. And we're going to do a couple measures of double breath here. So just listen for the first couple that I do, and you can go ahead and jump in. So we're going to breathe twice in and twice out. So all right, when you're done with that last inhale and exhale after the double breath, we're going to lift the right leg up just enough to step it all the way up, pivot on that back foot, and bring it up for your warrior one. So find your foundation here. And on our next inhale, we're going to straighten in the leg again, so dynamic warrior, but this time we're going to add the arms. So cactus in the arms, opening the heart up. And then as you exhale, bring those hands in front of you to heart center as you bend that knee. So inhale to cactus the arms. Exhale to bring the arms in strong. So create some resistance here, like as if you have a resistance band on that's making it difficult for you to push in and out on the arms. Good. And when you're complete, bring the hands back down. Pivot on the left foot and step back with the right. We're going to take a little flow here, so your choice. We're going to lower it down, chaturanga. You can go either to cobra or up dog. And then when you're ready, shift back up to downward facing dog through plank. Notice how you're feeling here. As we get ready to do the next side. So from downward dog, shift forward into your plank. We're going to do some more of the double breaths in the nose and out the mouth. You can jump in when you're ready. inhale. Exhale, lift the left foot and bring it all the way in. And we're going to rise up for warrior one. Deep breaths in and out as you find your foundation here. Make sure your shoulders aren't lifting up towards the ears, so nice and relaxed in the shoulders here. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and cactus those arms. Exhale to bring it forward. Inhale, cactus the arms, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bring the hands together in front while you bend into that left knee. You feel a nice strong core here as well, so you're really engaging in all those muscles, and you're pushing through the arms as if you have a resistance band on that's preventing you from just floating the arms back and forth together. Good, and bring the hands back down to the mat. Pivot on the right foot and step the left foot back to meet the right. And go ahead and take a little flow here. And this time, you're going to meet me back into a child's pose. So take a little rest here again. Once again, notice your body's feeling, where the sensations are, if they've moved at all between different places in the body. Still building that heat. And if you need to sit up and take a little bit of a wrist break, you can maybe play with flipping your hands around, gentle rock in here. Maybe put the backs of your hands on the ground, try them out to the sides. Just really massaging and stretching into those wrists, giving them a nice little break here. And when you're ready, go ahead and meet me back in downward dog from wherever you are. Take a couple deep breaths in and out in this downward dog before shifting it forward to plank. This time we're just going to go ahead and jump straight to it. Lift the right leg, bring it all the way into center. Square that back foot at a 45-degree angle and rise up for your warrior one. Go ahead and bind the hands just behind you here and open up in the heart. If you'd like, you can take a little fold forward here, keeping that bend in the front knee, strong legs. And go ahead and bring it back up, undo your bind. We're going to bring your hands to heart center and take that little twist from this high position. So go ahead and take the hands here, and your left elbow is going to come just outside of the right knee. Twisting belly button, heart, and head to look up over your right shoulder. Go ahead and frame that right foot. Pivot on the left foot, step back to plank. Go ahead and chaturanga and meet me back in down dog. We're going to do that on the left side, that same thing. So from down dog, shift forward to plank. Go ahead and raise that left foot just enough to bring it all the way in through the center. Pivot on that right foot at a 45-degree angle and bring it up for your warrior one. This time, taking the hands behind the back and binding them together, opening up in the heart, feeling the shoulder blades squeezing together as the hands pull down the back. Don't forget to still bend into that front left knee. An option to lean forward and fold into this as well. Go ahead and bring it back up. Undo your bind. Bring the hands into prayer position. And we're going to bring that right elbow just outside of the left knee. Twist in the belly button, heart, and the head over the left shoulder. Go ahead and undo your twist. We're going to step the left foot back to meet the right in plank, and you can take one final flow here if you'd like, your last chance to do that. Lower it down, your version. And go ahead and bring it back to a child's pose and rest. Bring your attention to your belly button area and notice what you're feeling there. If you're feeling some heat, that's normal. That was kind of the purpose, to build that fire in the solar plexus, so you should really be feeling it there. Take a couple more deep breaths in and out. And when you're ready, we're going to come back on up and make your way to a seated position first. And from the seated position, we'll slowly lower down all the way to the back. And from here, you can hug the knees in. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side, massaging the lower back. We're going to go ahead and grab onto the left knee. Extend the right leg out long. And just hug that left knee in tight into the armpit as far as it'll go. And then using your right hand, slowly guide that left knee all the way over to the side and open up in the left arm. So you want to feel your heart opening up to the sky here. Your gaze can come over to look at your left fingertips. So we're taking this nice twist here, but focusing on opening in the heart here as well. A few more deep breaths in and out before we bring it back to center, and we'll switch to the other side. So hug both knees back in first. We're going to grab onto the right knee and extend the left leg out long, hugging that right knee into the right armpit. And when you're ready, use that left hand to guide the right knee all the way across the body, opening up in your right arm, and feel that opening in the heart space here. Maybe gazing over at your right fingertips. When you're complete, bring it back to center. We're going to place the feet on the ground, so the knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. We're going to go into a bridge pose here, so if you have a block handy, if you'd like to do a supported bridge, that's always an option. But grounding in the feet, push in through the feet and let your hips rise all the way up. You can pull the shoulder blades up and under and maybe take a bind with the hands here, opening that heart up to the sky. And again, feel free to use a block under the hips here for support. few deep breaths in and out. Go ahead and undo your bind if you have your hands bound. Hop up onto the toes and slowly roll back down to the ground, one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to prepare for our last pose before Shavasana. I'm going to go into a reclined goddess pose. If you don't have props for a reclined goddess, you can go ahead and take butterfly feet. So bring the feet together and the legs can rest out long here. So you can do this lying flat on the ground. I'm going to make myself a little bolster bed here. I'm going to put my blocks up for support and put my bolster. If you have pillows, those will usually work as well. I'm going to take the same, so my feet are going to come into a butterfly position, and then I will slowly just recline back onto my bolster, opening the arms so your heart is opened up to the sky. And take some really big, deep breaths in and out here. Just noticing how you feel so far. Do you feel more open, more relaxed, more warm? When you're ready and feel complete here, you can go ahead and bring the knees back together. Extend the legs out long and lie down on your mat to prepare for Shavasana. You can stay in that reclined goddess pose as long as it's comfortable for you. If you start to feel any tension in the legs, feel free to extend them and move into either that reclined position with the bolster or without. You can lay flat on the mat for your Shavasana and just take some big deep breaths in and out, letting go of any remaining tension that you still have in the body, and feeling fully supported by the earth below you. And you can stay in this corpse pose, laying flat on the back, your legs just out, falling to the sides wherever they lay heavy. Same with the arms, just let them fall anywhere, whether that's out to the sides or somewhere resting gently on the body if that's more comfortable. And just rest. And you can pause the video now and rest here as long as you would like. I recommend at least 10 minutes of Shavasana a day, so feel free to stay here as long as you're able to. Really getting all of the benefits of your practice here as you rest. And hopefully feeling a little bit more balanced in the body as we move through those different energy points, the different chakras. Remember, we started up in the third eye, we moved down to the heart, built some fire in the solar plexus, and then finally we opened up in the heart in that reclined goddess. And now we rest. And when you're ready, no rush at all, maybe you roll over to one side for just a moment, either side, whichever one you like. And rest in that fetal position, embryo pose for just a moment before using the strength in your arms to push back up to a seated position. And just notice how your body's feeling. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the arms all the way up overhead, capture that energy at the top, and bring the palms into heart center. Tipping the head down. Find a little smile. Acknowledge yourself for the time that you took today to take care of your body and to complete this practice. And thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me and with everyone else, and for allowing me to guide you. The light light in me honors the light within each and every one of you. Thank you again.